Hi everyone, my name is Beverly. Today we have a Pilates mobility class. You can do this workout on its own, or you can add it before any of your Pilates classes as a way to have an extra warm-up in case your body's a little bit sore that day, you're feeling a little bit of aches and pains through your joints. It's a great way to warm up your body and feel good throughout the rest of your day. So we're gonna get started on the mat. Legs are underneath your hips. Start by just keeping your knees soft, so a little bit of a bend, and now bring your chin down towards your chest, and then look up towards the ceiling, trying not to force this movement, but just getting a nice stretch and starting to work through your neck, so that way you're not just keeping your head forward, but you're getting that nice lengthening action as you look up towards the ceiling, and then bringing your chin down towards your chest. One more time, looking up towards the sky, and release back down. Now turn your head from side to side. So looking over your right shoulder, then come back to center, and then the left side. Again, being nice and gentle. That way you're not forcing the movement here. Again, looking over one shoulder, back to center, and the opposite side. One more time, right and left. And now you can take your feet out just a little bit wider. Reach your arms up and overhead. Take your right hand, grab onto your left wrist. Nice side stretch, up and over. So you're getting that side bend from your waistline, getting a little stretch through your back. And lift all the way back up. Release your arms down by your sides. We're gonna do the same thing now, but on the opposite side. So grabbing onto your wrists, getting that stretch through your shoulder, through your back here. And release back down. Again, opposite side, grabbing onto your wrist and reach. You can look down towards the mat, turning your head slightly. And release back down. One more here. Reaching up and over, finding that length out of your side body. And release all the way down. So now turning to face the side, going into standing cat-cow. Bend your knees a little bit, hands on your thighs, round through your spine so you're hollowing out your belly, drawing belly button to spine. And now you're gonna move through the opposite direction, opening up your chest, lengthening through your back. And again, rounding. And length to open. Again, round. And lengthen. Using your breath to help you. One more each direction, thinking about that rib cage coming in and together. And then lengthen and extend through the crown of your head, and then come up to that full stand. So walking towards the front edge of your mat, bend your knees a little bit, hands are on your hips, alternating your legs, reaching your leg towards the back edge of your mat here. So you're getting that extension through your low back, engaging your glutes just a little bit. Again, press and reach. And extending through your heel. Four more here. This is 4. And 3, 2, last one. Now reaching your arms overhead, lifting up towards the ceiling. Exhale, release down. You can either roll down one vertebrae at a time, or you can walk your hands down your thighs in that nice neutral spine, so it's up to you. Again, feeling that connection of your rib cage coming in together so you get that nice stretch and lengthening action through your back here. Placing your hands down on the mat, you can bend your knees as much or as little as you need to in order for your hands to touch the mat.
Now try to lengthen through the back side of your legs just a little bit more. Now walk your feet back into that downward dog position, lifting your hips up nice and high, letting your heels just naturally glide down towards the mat, getting that stretch through that whole back chain of your body. Inhaling through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. 2 more deep breaths. You can walk your feet towards your hands again. Bend your knees. And now place your hands on your thighs, lift your chest, and come up to that full standing position. Keeping one leg forward, take one leg back, keep that heel lifted. So now you're in this lunge position. Reach your arms forward and keep your knees slightly bent, so not going into that full lunge yet. Now take your arm and reach it back as you bend your knee, so that way you get that nice rotation through your spine, and then you're gonna bring it all the way through. Again, same side, bending your knees, opening up your chest, and then lift back up. And again, lower and open, and lift. 2 more here. Reach, and lift to come all the way up. And extend. Now bring your back foot in. Take your legs wider than your hips. Lower down into a squat. Reach your arms to shoulder height, and then come all the way up to a stand, palms face back. Again, lower and lift. So going into squats here, engaging through your hips, engaging through your glutes, and press. And lift. You want to lengthen through your spine as you come up to that full stand. Lower and press. 3 more. 3, lift, 2, 1 more. And now we're going into that lunge on that opposite side. So stepping your leg back, keep the heel lifted, reach both of your arms forward to shoulder height. So now bending both your knees, opening up and expanding your chest, and lift all the way back up. You can make this movement really small, just doing a little lunge here, or you can go a little bit lower. And again, reach to open, and press and extend it through. 2 more. Reach and lift. Last one here. Step your leg through, reach your arms up and overhead. Nice big inhale. And then exhale to release and turn to face the side. So we're going into this lateral lunge position. So legs are turned out, so you're rotating out from your hips. Toes goes to the corner edges of your mat. Bend through one knee and hold it here. So you're gonna hold this lunge, reach both of your arms down, and then reach and extend, opening up your chest. And again, lower and lift, pressing your opposite arm in towards your thighs. You're opening up through your hip. Now bending your knee a little bit more as you reach and expand. So now extend through your leg, and again, bend and reach to open. And again, lower and lift. 2 more here. 2, press. Last one. Now we're gonna do the same thing, but on the other side. So bending through your knee, holding that lunge position, reach both of your arms down and just reach to extend and then lower. So opening up the chest here, reach and release back down. Now add a bend through your knee, bend, and then lengthen through your leg, extending your arm. Again, reaching back down and lengthen, finding the energy through your muscles. So that way you're engaging through your glutes, through your thighs at the same time. Again, reach and press. One more here. Reach and lift. So now just to open up our hips a little bit more, bend through your knee, reach down towards the mat. You can raise your heel up, flexing through your other foot, or you can try to keep your heel a little bit closer towards the mat and then switch to do the other side. So you can keep your hips up higher if this is really tough on your hips, or if you have that mobility, try to sit a little bit lower. Try not to force any of these movements. You want to be really gentle with your body since you're warming up and just finding that mobility through your hips. So now switching it out to do the opposite side. You should also feel that stretch through your inner thighs. And again, switch. And again, walking it on over. Using your breath, you have one more. So now the easiest way out of it is I like to come through center, bend your knees into a squat position, rotate your feet so now you're parallel. You can place your hands on your thighs, keeping your chest open, and then come all the way up to a stand. So walking your feet in, walk towards the front edge of your mat. Nice big inhale, arms reach up and overhead. Exhale to release and peel it on down. Think one vertebrae at a time. Reaching down towards the mat. Keep those hips nice and lifted. Walk your feet back into that downward dog position. So now your heels are gently pressing down towards the mat. 2 more deep breaths. And now gently lower your knees down onto the mat. So going into a little bit more of scapular strength and mobility, you want to focus on your shoulder blades, so your scaps, or your scapula really. So with this next movement, this is all about teaching how to engage through your back muscles to keep your shoulder blades nice and strong. And that way when you're doing upper body movements, your shoulders can actually stabilize since it's a pretty mobile joint just on its own. So shoulders right over your wrists, hips are over your knees. Let your chest sink down towards the mat. So your shoulders are going to go up towards the ceiling as you let your chest collapse down towards the mat. Now really focus on this next action. You're going to press away from the mat. You're going to lift on up. So that way you feel that connection. Belly bend to spine. And now you should feel a little bit more of a roundness through your upper back. And you want to feel that space through your shoulder joints. So you're going to feel your muscles through your shoulders and your back engage as you press away from the mat. Now let your chest sink down towards the mat again. This is a great exercise to do, by the way, for posture. So this helps to self-correct that rounded forward posture with that forward head movement. So this counterbalances, so press away from the mat. Find that length through the back of your spine, through the back of your head here. And again, let your chest collapse down. And then exhale to press away. And again, let your chest reach down towards the mat. Exhale, press away, feeling that engagement between your shoulder blades. And now, so this next exercise, you can do this without a TheraBand or you can do it with a TheraBand. I prefer the looped ones. You can always create your own looped resistance band by just tying a knot. So place the resistance band right around your wrists. Now come back onto all fours. You're going to do taps forward, side, and back. So just starting out with one arm, press away from the mat, find your nice starting position. So abs are slightly engaged, engaging through your shoulder blades. So you want to feel that roundness through your back a little bit. Abs are really engaged, so belly bend to spine. Now take your arm forward, side, and back. And we're going to repeat this a few times. So again, going forward, side, and back. Trying to stay as stable as possible. That way you're not collapsing or shifting your hips. And again, forward, side, and back. Side, and back. One more, forward, side, and back. Now you can sit back on your heels. You can kind of circle out your wrists if that feels okay. And then we'll lift back up to that starting position again, pressing away from the mat. So now we have the same thing, but on the opposite side. Taking your arm forward, side, and back. You may find that one side is much easier than the other. That's a pretty clear indicator to tell you what side is a little bit stronger when it comes to your trunk stabilization and that scapular engagement. And back. Again, forward, side, and back. One more, forward, side, and back. Now you can take that TheraBand away if you used it, or you can just separate your knees. Now everyone can reach back onto your heels and extend your arms nice and long for child's pose. Using your breath to help you. One more. Come back up to all fours here. Take one leg through, and now lift up a little bit higher. Take your hands, place it right on your foot to stabilize it. So you can use one hand if you feel like you can support it enough. You can also place both hands down. I kind of like to just steady with one hand, taking my other hand out to the side. And now you can either keep your knee forward, or you can open up through your hip and have your leg a little bit more out to the side. And then you can press your hips forward. So this is going to help with ankle mobility, a little bit of hip mobility at the same time. And then lift back up. Again, exhale as you reach forward. Again, try not to force this movement. You want to move through your natural range of motion, and then get a little bit of a stretch and lift. One more. And press to lift on up. Let's switch it out. So now take your opposite leg forward. One hand or two hands on your foot. I personally like opening up through my hip, or you can keep your leg parallel. Pressing it forward so you get that stretch through your inner thighs and through your hips, as well as your ankle. And lift on up. And again, taking it forward. And lift. Last one here. Pressing those hips forward. And lift all the way back up. So now bring your leg back. Find your all fours position. Press away from the mat into cat-cow here. So rounding through your spine and then lengthening to open up again. And again, round. And lengthen. One more time, moving through both directions. Then curling that pelvis under. And then lengthen to open. Tucking your toes under, lifting the hips up nice and high. Letting the heels just press down into the mat. You can always walk your hands back a little bit to lift your hips up higher. Two more deep breaths. And now you can walk your feet forward, bend your knees, and then just roll it on up. Or you can walk your hands up your thighs. Think one vertebrae at a time. And then you can reach your arms up and overhead. Nice big inhale. And exhale to release.
Nice work. You're all ready to start your day. And I hope to see you next time. Bye.